So, one of the things that I missed tremendously the first 8 years of my career as a loan officer was camaraderie. I'd been on teams my whole life playing collegiate sports. I think I've shared that before. And here I start my life working, and it's really lonely. So, at my first mortgage company, we never had company meetings or trainings. Day in and day out, I'd come into the office, would go home at night, would work. And there was always this tension between not even just sales, but sales and operations. And if I would make any suggestions to help improve the culture at the company, it just fell on deaf ears. And it really surprises me that I still hear from other loan officers that they don't have a group of people that supports each other, that wants to see them succeed, that even does a monthly meeting even. So when we opened Collab Lending, we wanted to change that and have a group of people that support each other and just really have each other's backs. And now, don't get me wrong, we all have our moments and times where we're frustrated with each other, but I just wanted to share with you some of the team moments that we have had in the last 18 months and the things that we do during our company meetings that we have every month. And we usually start our monthly meetings with a guest speaker, someone that Andre and I know from our connections in the industry. And then we move after that person comes in and shares something with the team. We move on to celebrating the team members that we have, their successes. We recognize anniversaries, share shout outs to each other and from clients. So just wanted to share some of those moments with you here in this video.
That was awesome, Jason. I mean, I think you summed up the industry and where we're at and what we need to do. Nate said that analogy about the fish and the fishing. I think that was great. So thank you so much. Team, does anybody have any questions for Jason or any feedback that they would like to give Jason?
I just want to say I'm glad this thing's recorded because I want to go back and listen to that first 15 minutes of Jason talking. I mean, it's just
same here.
That was some good stuff, man. I think this is probably the first company, Dre, that was probably the second or third maybe, but I was holy shit, man. It's I'm fucking ready to go.
So,
and it's a lot of things Dre is saying to us too, and Meg is saying to us too, and Keith is saying to us, but it's sometimes it's not. It's like when your parents tell you something and then you hear it from a friend's parents, you're like, oh yeah, but it's nice to, it's reinforcing. I'm with you, Chris. I'm gonna go back and listen to that.
It's called third party validation. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jason, so here's an example, and this is one of the things, and I appreciate you guys saying that, Chris and Nate. Dre and I have invested in tools that we know will get these guys referral partners, like Lead Pops, right? So we have a company, we have our Lead Pops, and if they're new loan officers, should our loan officers be going and offering one funnel to an agent or helping them with that? Is that something that any of our loan officers in here should have? Jason.
I'm sorry. I thought you were. Okay,
I'm asking you for them.
Oh.
Should they be connecting with an agent?
Oh, yeah, 100%. And so one thing that we are going to be rolling out. So one is we have a new funnel builder, tool that we're running out. So it allows you to do completely custom funnels, conditional logic, meaning if they answer one question, this happens. And so one thing that we're going to be rolling out for all Lead Pop clients is it's a bad terminology, but it means worth helping a little extra or our well training. So what it's about is about how to use our funnels to go with an agent and actually put yourself on their site and actually help work their leads for them. And also at the same time, help them convert more leads. And the perfect example is we work with the top RE/MAX office in the world right now. And we've generated in 90 days over $200,000 worth of net income for him and his team using our funnels. And this was a site that we're getting little to no conversion on, right? So you got to understand that from a Lead Pops perspective, where you could do that and go where other loan officers are like, hey, you want to go to coffee? You want to do that? Not that it's not good to have those connections, but if you go to them saying, hey, here's a case study of the technology that I have access to that has actually resulted in listings upon listings upon listings, which is what you want, I can give that to you. We could work together on that. I guarantee you no other loan officer is having that conversation of how I could get you listings.
Now we did separate to that team volume and unit leaders. So Tatiana took third place with 434,450. Kevin took second with 503,297. And Nate Stewart took first with 869,250. Congrats. And then our unit winners, Tatiana had 2 units. So took third. Nate Stewart had 2 units, took second. And Kevin had 3 units, took first. And then our lone partner of the month was Nate. He closed 8 units.
Awesome. Thank you, Monica.
Wait, Nate, does that mean you get the belt back?
Hasn't left my desk in about 3 months.
Celebrating some anniversaries this month. Carrie has been with us for 7 years now. Nate and Joe, congratulations. You have now been with the company for a year, and actually you've both been in the mortgage industry for a year, so congrats on surviving. We did not have any reviews this month, but we did have some team kudos. Team, remember, if somebody from your team did something great for you or you just want to make them feel special, let them know what they did for you. Please make sure to fill out the kudos. Carrie got a kudos. She does a lot more than you realize. Thank you for being a rock star. And then Monica, don't know what we would do without her. She always makes time for everyone. So Monica and Carrie, thank you for what you do. Some collab updates for you. Mr. Varner.
Yeah, I'll just kind of cruise through this real quick. Just want to make everyone aware, we've got a lot of interesting products. We have some land home, change wholesale. We've got some new products that I think are interesting that you guys could use as tools. So I'm going to be putting some stuff out there into the digital space, running some ads, doing some email blasts and things like that on some of these, like the buy downs, down payment assistance programs, no income verification, ITIN program from Land Home. If you're not aware of these, maybe get brushed up on them in case anyone calls or inquires about them, just so you are aware.